Welcome to Mattress Stitch with the Yarn Genie.
Da, da, da. So look, we have two pieces of knitting, which we're going to stitch together and show you how to do it super neatly with something called the Mattress Stitch, which is lots of good fun and slightly makes it more interesting, and actually I find it makes it a bit of a challenge really to get the seams looking really neat, so therefore I enjoy it a lot more, because a lot of people said how much they hated doing seams, and I do kind of get where you're coming from. But let's see if this can make life a bit more interesting. So do you want to move these lights back a bit?
Can we move that one back slightly so I can just get the iPad a bit closer if we need to do it.
There we go. We will need to do some close-ups. We need some close-ups going on here.
Okay.
So what I've done is I've done two pieces in different colours, and I've got a third colour in thread, so we can all see exactly what's going on. And these are knitted in some cotton, and I've actually knitted it on a bigger needle than would normally be used for this kind of yarn. So if it looks a bit holey and baggy, that it is, but I hope that that might make it easier for you to see what was going on. So that's why it all looks a bit baggy. So we need a bit of thread, and the first thing we're going to do is actually look at our pieces. I have blocked this, and it probably is useful to block your pieces before you try and do this, because you want to be able to see it very clearly. Curly edges probably doesn't help. And what we're going to look for is we've got the V's, and then the mountains, and then more V's and mountains. And you see V's and mountains, that's what I call it, mountains and valleys. So we're going to look for a row, the first row on the edge that we can see very clearly all the stitches. And it doesn't really matter if it's V's or mountains. This one is V's, valleys, there. And then we look for a similar line on the other side. So what we've got here is we've got our valleys here. But we're going to match valleys with valleys or mountains with mountains. But don't try matching valleys and mountains, because that's when it does look a bit odd. So we're going to work on our valleys, and I'm going to start by putting a stitch in here. Now to start it off, you want to start at the very bottom stitch there, and we're going to pick up 2 bars. So I don't know if you can see that there, that's 2 bars on the of the stitch. So we're going to pull that through. I'm going to leave a little tail here. Now we're not going to tie this off, we're not going to put any knots in it, we're not going to fasten it in any way, we're just going to leave it loose, and you'll see why. But we don't want to pull this out of shape. Now we've got a little bit, this is not the clearest here, it's slightly, the stitch has got slightly mangled at the bottom, but if we go there, that's the 2 bars for the bottom of this column. I'm going to pull that through. Now here we are, we're going to go back in on the purple side. We're going to go back into the same hole that we came out of, pick up 2 bars and pull that through. And you'll note I'm not pulling this tight at this stage. So we're going to go back to the blue, take 2 bars and pick up the 2 bars there. And we're just going to repeat this. So we're going back to the purple side, we're going into the same point, picking up 2 bars and pull that through. Back to the blue, into the same hole, pick up 2 bars. Where's that one gone? That one's up there somewhere. There it is. There's my 2 bars. Oops. So the dog's just come in. She's just
Hello, Iris.
She's just been for a walk, and I hope she's not. Look, I've got a little bit of. Oh, this is trouble with cotton. Look, a little teeny tiny bit of cotton has got caught around my thread. And I'm just going to pull that. Oh, it's broken. That's actually probably just as well. You don't want that snagging things up. Okay, so back in through the purple, pick up 2 bars. Back to the blue, to the same stitch, and we're going to pick up 2 bars there. You see 2 bars again. Good. Is it focusing all right?
Yeah, it goes in and out a bit, but it's
okay. 2 bars and 2 bars. So this is all good fun. And what we're going to do, we're going to snug this up now. So when we've gone a little way, what we're going to do is tighten this up. So I'm just going to hold on to this tail end and I'm going to pull this up here. You can see we're tightening up. Whoop, there we go. And look. Now, is that awesome magic?
Super neat.
Or
and you
what?
can imagine that if the purple and the blue sides there were the same colour,
Totally.
you wouldn't even
You
see
can't
that
even
one.
see the join, no. And you can see, look, the pink thread has just completely disappeared inside the join.
We've got Louise
And then
Perkins
we've got-
watching. Hi, Lou.
Hello, Lou. And that here it looks on the back, it's all nice and neat. So this will give you a little ridge at the back, which is right. Seams should be a ridge. They add some structure to the construction of your garment. So if you imagine down the sides of your sweater, you need to have something to hold it secure. If you don't, the weight of the yarn tends to pull it out, and that's when you get baggy, droopy sweaters. Not a good idea. So now we're going to carry on. You want to just part that a little bit so you can see where you finished last time. Back in through the same hole, pick up 2 bars.
Lou's saying so amazing. Thank you, Lou. Hope you find it useful.
I shall expect to see something. Send us a photograph of something that you've knitted and sewn up beautifully. 2 bars. So we're just picking up 2 bars as we go. And really that's all there is to it, to be honest, as long as we're going in the same order. So we're doing a line of these here and we're doing a line of these on this side. And you can go as close to the edge or as far away from the edge of your work as you want to. It doesn't matter, as long as you're matching these with these and mountains with mountains. I'm just going to get a little bit further, and then we'll just tighten this one up again as well. So here we go again, and we're just going to give it a pull. Look,
Magic,
and there
isn't it?
the
It's
magic
just like
happens.
magic. Beautiful.
It is totally
Have
magic.
a close look.
There you go. That is a
Fabulous,
mattress
fabulous.
stitch all done.
Wonderful.
So,
Now, just to put you on the spot now,
Yeah.
Yarn Genie. So it's also possible to use this stitch to sew end to end. isn't
end
it?
to
As well
end,
as
it
side to
totally
side.
is. Let's just finish off this, because what I was going to say is that now you'd want to sew this tail in just as you would sew any other yarn tail, and likewise at the top at the other end. But you don't want to, if you leave them loose and then sew the tails in afterwards, what that means is that when you pull it tight, you don't end pulling this up.
Yes.
Into your knitting, so it just gives you a neater edges. So of course the other magic thing about mattress stitch is you can do this with it, ta-da! And it's all gone
So if you've made
so
a mess,
quick.
it's very easy to undo it.
Totally easy to undo it. So sewing the ends together, look, you see the reason I did that, clever here, we're going to turn it round and do it. It's exactly the same kind of principle. So we're going to start with 2 bars, which is actually the 2 ends of my V. And we'll come here, and of course you want to match that up. So that's a V, so you want to pick up a mountain on this side. So now you're opposites really.
Right.
And then you go back and you pick up
So in through the same hole.
in through the same hole, pick up. So you're
picking
picking
up
up
2
2 bars
sideways.
again. Exactly. It really is the same principle. You're going sideways, and so here we're going across, picking up that one.
So you're going back in through the hole that you came out of.
Yes, back in through the hole you came out of, pick up 2 bars. So again we go here, back in through the hole we came out of, and we'll pick up 2 bars.
There's a little rabbit with hiccups over there.
You've got hiccups! Oh my! Hickey hick, that's fine. It's actually slightly nicer than when Iris has hiccups. She makes lots of big noises. Not
Iris
so
is the dog,
pleasant.
for those of you watching who don't know that.
The Yarn Genie dog, she's very lovely, but she's, yeah, well, she does have some fairly disgusting habits, but she's a retriever. She's a Goldie, and we all know about those.
He's disappeared.
Yeah, I don't blame her. She probably saw the camera, thought, no, they'll make me do tricks. So look, I'm gonna pull this tight for you so you can see how you can actually pull it. It's all right. You need to put a bit of tension there.
And
So
look at
look,
that.
can you see? It's not quite as glorious as when you do it side to side. It actually looks better when it's all one colour because you can then really see it. But there you go. And that's starting to run all the way through. You can see the lines going through.
Beautiful.
There we go. That, my lovelies, is a mattress stitch.